Hi guys, Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to the newest installment of You Do Not Need That. This series is perfect for you if you are on a no buy, if you are on a low buy, if you're trying to cut back on how much makeup you've been purchasing, you're trying to avoid picking up FOMO for all these new upcoming releases, or for whatever reason, you just don't want to buy any of these new products, but you're finding them tempting and you feel the money disappearing out of your wallet. I'm here to help talk you out of these products. If that's what you need, you're in the right place. So let's get started. So I actually asked you guys on my Instagram stories to tell me the products, the new upcoming releases that you need talking out of, and literally almost every single answer was either the upcoming Pat McGrath Bridgerton 2 collection, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk collection, and the Chanel Camelia highlighter. Those were the three answers that pretty much made up like 98-99% of what people were asking. So we're going to cover all of those new releases because apparently those are the ones that you guys are telling me you need my help talking you out of spending all of your monies. So let's start off with this Chanel Camelia highlighter. I'm not going to show you too close up because that's only going to make things worse. So I do own this highlighter and I'm not going to lie to you. This is a safe space, okay? And we don't lie to each other with open, honest communication here, okay? It's a beautiful highlighter. I'm not here to blow smoke up your bottom, okay? I'm going to be honest and I'm going to tell you the real tea. It's a beautiful highlighter, okay? I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. However, does that mean that you need to buy it? Of course not. We already have loads of really beautiful highlighters. The literal only thing that's different about this one to all of the other ones that you have is this, it's made to look like a flower. Okay, it's another one of those little tricks that these makeup companies come out with. Oh, look, you might think you've got enough highlighters, but do you have one that looks like a flower? Do you? Do you have one that looks like a flower? No? Well, then you need this one. We're better than that. We've come too far to fall for these types of tricks, okay? It looks like a flower. Now, I have only used this maybe 5-ish times. Now, can you see where it's already not quite as pretty as it was when I first got it? So if you are going to use this a lot, it's going to look less and less pretty, less and less like a flower very, very quickly. That's why don't buy makeup just because it has a pretty pattern or design on it, because it's, if you're going to actually use the makeup, which if we're not going to, what are we even doing? Then it's not going to be there for very long, okay? That's one of the other reasons not to buy this. Now, I suspect another thing that's going on, a tricksy little, sneaky little trickaroo with the marketing here. I think this highlighter will probably hang around for longer than we currently suspect that it will. I've noticed this where they've been like drip feeding it to us, and that is an absolute classic marketing technique where a brand will release a really limited quantity of something and we'll all go nuts and it will sell out in 5 minutes and people are like, oh my God. So when they put it back up and say, oh, we found a few more, the world's losing their mind and buying it willy-nilly, even though they didn't really want it in the first place. And actually there's plenty of it and they're trying to build how much we want it and how much in demand it is. Initially, it was like, oh, it's not going to be available in the US. It's going to be an exclusive in a couple of niche countries and no one's going to be able to get it and you'll need to pay for massive shipping from the UK because it's not coming to the US. And then all of a sudden, here it is available in the US. And, you know, there seems to be plenty of it and everybody's got their hands on it. So again, there's plenty of tricks going on here. The very limited quantities, which seem to be just multiplying and multiplying suddenly, and the pretty flower on the front. If we made this a flat highlight without the flower, would you still want it? That's my question to you. If the flower wasn't there, would you still be quite so excited about it? If you weren't told that there was very, very limited quantities and it was really in demand and no one was going to be able to have it, but would you still want it? Don't let them trick you. So next up, let's talk about this Pat McGrath by Bridgerton 2. So there are a few products here. We're going to unpack them. I think the vast majority of people wanting talking out of the eyeshadow palette and the blush palette, because those are the big hitters and those are the pricey products in the collection. So first up, the eyeshadow palette. Now, if you have the original Bridgerton by Pat McGrath palette, you already know you don't need this one, okay? What are you doing here? You know that you don't need this one. The first one is essentially the exact same, okay? It's almost the exact same. When you get this on the lids, it's going to look almost identical to the original one. If you have the original one, don't even think about it. If you don't have the original one, how come you suddenly want this one? You didn't want the first one? I wonder. Again, as I told you when we talked about the first Bridgerton collection, this isn't going to get delivered by the Duke, okay? I know you might think that he's just going to turn up all dressed with a little cushion and kneel on it and present the palette to you. I'm sorry if you didn't know. That isn't going to happen. He's not even in the second series. He's not turning up on your doorstep to deliver this, okay? It's just an eyeshadow palette. And actually, if you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, there's nothing crazy in here. There's nothing dramatic that you're going to miss out on. You're not going to miss out on the Duke, okay? He's got a girlfriend. But as per the first collection, although in theory, yes, this is limited edition, but if we remember after the first collection, they accidentally found a load more and it's still in stock on the website now today. So even if you desperately need this eyeshadow palette and it isn't like anything you own and you just love the colour story and you didn't pick the first eyeshadow palette up, just remember you do not need to panic buy this on launch day, because sure, I'm sure it's going to maybe sell out in the first few days. However, it's then going to get restocked, I promise you. The original Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection has already been restocked and is still completely available. Every item from that collection is still available on her website today. So, you know, save up, wait for payday, wait until it's easy to lose that money to makeup, wait until it's not going to have to go on a Klarna or you're not going to have to put yourself on your credit card and get into debt for makeup. Just take your time. Don't be pressured, don't be rushed to buy makeup when you don't have the money freely available to you and ready to spend. It's going to wait. It's going to be there on the website, I promise. I promise. I'm so certain. Actually, I can't promise you because I don't fully 100% know. This comes with no guarantees, okay? It's possible. It could sell out and she doesn't restock it, but I think that's very unlikely, okay? It's going to be fine. Now the blush palette. Here's the thing, you fall into two categories here. One, you already own a lot of Pat McGrath blushes, in which case you definitely already have all of these in much more convenient packaging. All right, much more convenient packaging. And two, if you don't already own a whole heap of Pat McGrath blushes, but you suddenly find yourself needing this, you're being sucked in by the packaging. That's what's happening. This packaging is very divisive. People either love it and are obsessed with it or hate it completely. If you're someone who loves it and obsessed with it and you just want the packaging, remember, we don't pay for packaging here, okay? We actually want the products inside, okay? We are not just buying things for packaging these days. Remember, we learned that lesson. We covered that in episode 1. This is one to use your goggles for. Remember I taught you, put your goggles on, look solely just at the blush and the highlight pans. Are they that exciting to you without the packaging outside? Or do you just want a fancy box to put on your dressing table? Because I promise you, you can get a beautiful fancy box for a lot less money that's not going to deteriorate over time. If that's what you want, something beautiful, pretty to look on your vanity, don't buy something that's going to go mouldy in a few years' time. And don't even tell me that this sparkly body powder with a puff is trying to take your money from you, okay? No, don't do it. We all had these from like Claire's accessories in the 90s, and we used to the puff. It was a lovely time, okay, but we've moved on, all right? That's just it's gonna go all over your clothes. It's gonna be everywhere. You're gonna be picking glitter off your dog in 6 months' time, all right? That is just a mess, a very expensive mess. And it says it's heavily set. All I can think of is this really talky, over the top, smelling like your grandma, poof and sparkle as far as the eye can see and the nose can smell. And it's just going to be horrible. I promise you won't like it. No, you don't need that. Now, I wasn't even going to talk about the lipsticks, okay, because we do know that we don't need any more lipsticks. You don't need me to tell you that. We don't need more lipsticks, all right? We have lipsticks, drawers full of them, all right? Now, if you can look me in my eyes and tell me you don't have these colours of lipstick already, then we all know you're lying. And we said at the beginning, we don't lie. It's a safe space. We're sharing, we're talking, we're friends here, okay? You don't need to lie to me. Have you honestly not got these lipsticks already? Have you? How much different do you think these ones are going to be? But we're moving on, we're rolling, we're keeping it going, we're moving on to these Dior lipsticks. I've got one on today. These are some of my favourite lipsticks. Again, this is an honest, safe space. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you they're awful, they're rubbish, you're going to hate them. That's not useful, you know that's a lie, okay? So let's talk about these Dior Addict Hydrating Shine lipsticks. Yes, they're beautiful lipsticks. I really love them. There's lots of gorgeous colours, okay? You have to pay extra for a case, which is slightly ridiculous, but we move past that. Here's the thing about these lipsticks. I know lots of you, like me, are tempted to buy 15 different colours of this and just spend £400 on lipsticks, even though you've got so many already, like we were just talking about. Here's the thing, these are permanent. These are permanent, and we love a permanent release, okay? Because there's nothing wrong with buying makeup. We're all makeup lovers. That's what's brought us here together, okay? In this temple of not buying makeup. That's why we're here, because we love makeup. We're makeup lovers. I'm not telling you to let go of your hobby or that you're not allowed to love makeup or you can never buy anything ever again. I'm just here to let you know that you don't need and have to buy everything, and you certainly don't need and have to buy everything when it hurts you, when it's causing you problems or getting you into debt, or it's uncomfortable, you've got too much, or it's causing you any kind of negativity, because we love the joy. That's what makeup is for. We like to keep the joy. And it's much more joyful when it's not burning a hole in our pocket. So we love a permanent release that we can save up for. We could ask for our birthday. We could ask for one of these lippies for Mother's Day or for Christmas. There's no panic. We can wait for a sale. These are now on retailers' websites, which means, you know, sales come. The Sephora sale is coming up, for example. Wait till you can take 20% off or more. Wait until you've got money in the bank that's spare. Save up. Don't rush. There's no need. They're going to be around for a good while yet. Just don't stress about it. There's no rush. Next up, let's talk about these Huda Beauty cream blush sticks. Now, for me, these are very easy. Pass. I hate creams and I hate sticks. So it's a double no from me. But I feel like there are lots of people who are obsessed with cream blushes. So it's going to be much harder for you to resist these. So this one is for you if you're a cream person. Here's the thing. I feel like you're a cream person or you're not. I also feel like you're a stick person. You're not a stick person, but you understand. You like stick type makeup or you're not. Okay, I'm neither of the above. If you are both, holy moly, this is a tough one. I can understand it. I hear you. If you are neither, if you're not a cream person or if you're not a stick person, don't even look directly at, don't even look at them. You're going to hate it. It's going to be horrible. Okay. If you are a cream person, you're telling me you don't have these colours of cream blush already. These look sticky and shiny to me. I don't necessarily think these are going to be the best cream formula of blush that you've ever had or tried in your life. I think you've got better in your drawer already. You've certainly got these colours already. And here's the thing, picture this. These sticks, especially, I mean, stick foundation is one thing. It's not a thing that I'm going to use, but it is a thing, okay? A stick blush, it's going to be disgusting. In a few weeks' time, there's going to be, again, we spoke about this before, there's going to be hairs in there that you don't even know who they belong to or how they got there. Lint, dust, bits of stuff, fluff, if you will, dog hair, if you've got one, hamster hair, if you've got one of those, chinchillas. I had a chinchilla when I was growing up. It was horrendous, a nightmare. It hated me. But I'm sure a chinchilla hair will somehow work its way into that blush stick and it will just look grimy and rancid and disgusting within moments of you opening it, okay? It's not worth that. Soon you'll be opening the top and you'll think, ooh, no, I don't want to put that on my face. It's just best for all of us if we leave them alone. Next, we're going to talk about this Tatcha SPF. Now, I know, here's what's going on here. Lots of people, myself included, love a bit of Tatcha. Okay, we love it. As soon as something from Tatcha comes out, we all have to buy it because it's from Tatcha and it's a great brand and they have beautiful, pretty packaging and it looks very gorgeous, and therefore it must be better than all of the other things that we already have in our collections, and also it must be better than the like $3.99 Garnier SPF that we already own and works beautifully to protect our face from the sun, because that's ultimately what an SPF is doing. That's all we need it to do. We have other skincare that does all these other jobs. I actually just looked up to see what the price of this is before I assume that it's expensive. This is $60. $60 that is for a sunscreen. You know better than that. You know better than that, okay? Sunscreen, it's an SPF, okay? How exciting is that going? You could buy a Natasha Denona midi palette for that and tell me that's not going to be more exciting. This is just a no, okay? It's a 50 SPF. You can get these for £5 and they'll be the exact same. This has all these other strange claims, like it's evening skin tone and it's leaving skin smooth and it's hydrating and it's improving redness, etc, etc. We already do our skincare, okay? Don't talk yourself into this saying it does extra things. We're already doing our skincare. Okay, we have our skincare routine, we have our products that moisturize and hydrate, and we have our serums and everything else. This is just an SPF, that's what it is. We aren't spending $60 on an SPF just because it says Tatcha on it. Please no. Next up, let's talk about the new Hermes highlighter. This is the Plein Air highlighter. Now, again, I think this is less tempting. This is the thing, okay, already this is much less tempting than the Chanel because there's no flower on it. This is how this is what the world has come to, okay? We're much less tempted because there's no flower. Take a look at ourselves. But it does say Hermes on it, and we all loved the first one, okay? So that makes me this other one that's ultimately pretty similar, okay? This is a very sort of soft, subtle highlighter. I actually already applied it. I forgot about that. Let's build it up. It's very sort of subtle and it's a pretty highlighter, which is, you know, what you would expect from something that says highlighter on the packaging. Is it like the greatest highlighter you've ever known in your whole life? Is it going to make you look like a Victoria's Secret model? I mean, don't we all? Is it going to be wildly different again, like the Chanel, than every other highlight that you already own? No. Is it twice as expensive? Yes. Yes, it is. So, you know, we don't need that one. And if we did, it's going to be hanging around for a very, very long time because lots of people have already figured out that we don't need it. We can live without it for like £70 for a highlight that's very, very soft and subtle, and the same as many, many other highlights that we already have in our drawer. There's no highlight left on this earth that is going to do anything different than the 46 you've already tried. I'm going to throw that out there. Obviously, I don't know what the future holds. Maybe someone's going to invent a highlighter that is also going to do our dishes. And then I think we could all agree that we'll probably pick that one up guilt-free. But until that day, they're all just a bit of shine on the cheeks and nothing to lose our minds over. Now. Listening ears on. Listening ears. Everybody, listening ears, because I've left the worst till last as far as what I feel like temptation wise, FOMO wise. It's a tough one, okay? We're gonna get there. We're gonna stick together. We can do this as a team. We're gonna work together. Listening ears on, goggle eyes at the ready, okay? Because now we're gonna talk about the upcoming Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk products. Okay. Now, much like the other products we've spoken about today, I'm not going to tell you any lies. I'm not going to blow smoke up your bot, okay? We don't do that here. It's full, I was going to say full opacity, but that's not correct. Full transparency is what I was trying to reach for there. This is a tempting collection. I understand it. I hear you. I see it. It's exciting, gets my heart pumping. If you are here, then most likely, like me, you're a big Charlotte Tilbury fan, because that is something, that's a brand that I have a very big love affair with. And a lot of people on my channel are also all about the Charlotte Tilbury. And these big collections, when she releases them, are exciting. They are exciting. We see the photos and oh, the love and the lust begins. But we do not go into debt for makeup. We do not put makeup on credit cards. We do not use Klarnas for makeup. We never go into debt of any variety for makeup. We are good. We are good. We are good. We have lots of makeup. We have lots of makeup. Okay, we repeat that mantra in our head. We have lots of makeup, we don't need it. We have lots of makeup, we don't need it. That's what we say. So let's get into it. First up, different coloured mascara. No, definitely not. That's not going to catch us out. That's a no, straight away. These Pillow Talk ones, I don't think, are these new? They're Pillow Talk Beauty Light ones. I've already got one of those. 100% these are like a re-promote. They're just adding them into the collection, hoping we don't notice. But there's a light and a medium one, Pillow Talk highlighter, liquid highlighter. They've already been out for ages. If you didn't want them before, then why do you suddenly want them now? Because they're part of this collection. That's my question to you. Again, there's a lot of hype about these ones, and I blame TikTok because everybody suddenly discovered them. They've been out for years on TikTok, and now they're never in stock. But again, it's suddenly they keep on popping back into stock. So that's just, again, about building the demand for these products. They've already been out for years. We don't need them. If we did, we would have already bought them. So there's that. Pillow Talk ones is a no. The mascara, absolutely not. We're getting into the trickier. We're starting from the easiest to skip. We're going towards the others. Okay. Now, the lip and cheek glow products. Did you buy some of those originally? Because these are, again, these typical lip and cheek products. No product works beautifully in both of those zones. They're completely different areas, okay? Different skin, different type of performance needed, necessary, finish. It's not going to work nicely in both those areas, okay? It's either a very ridiculously expensive tinted lip balm or it's a cream cheek product. It's not going to do both well. That's my prediction of these. I don't see anyone still talking about these, the original ones that came out, so therefore they must be pretty skippable. Pretty average, I'd say. Don't need to worry about those. We can move on with our lives. Next, we're going to talk about these highlighters, okay? We're getting into it. We're not going to gloss over them. They're beautiful. I told you, I'm not going to lie to you. They are gorgeous. There's two different colours, a light medium and a medium deep highlight. The top of the packaging is like some kind of pearlescent Venus trap for our eyeballs. And the inside has this pretty little striped pattern, all of which to drag and suck us into buying this. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Yes, it looks beautiful. Yes, the packaging is glorious. Yes, it's Charlotte Tilbury. Yes, it looks so gorgeous and romantic, and it's making our heart beat faster, and we're reaching for the card to pay for the checkout. But no, we're putting our thinking caps on and we're remembering we already own Charlotte Tilbury highlighters, okay? Charlotte Tilbury is a brand that sticks to its aesthetic. They stick to their vibe, they do the thing that they do, and they nail it, and they're excellent at it. But what that means is that this highlight is going to be a Charlotte Tilbury highlight. It's going to be a soft melted into the skin, luminous, glowy highlighter, okay? And we've already got, at least, I beg of you to have a look in your drawers. I promise you've already got 2 Charlotte Tilbury highlighters as a minimum. If you've got more than that, don't make me come over there and snap this one out of your hand, because I will do it, okay? That's a service I'm considering offering here. This is going to be a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, of which we have seen before. This looks a bit different. It's got different pattern and colour tones in there, but are we going to individually use those, or are we just going to swirl our brush in it? And what's ultimately going to end up on the cheek is a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, a lovely luminous glowy highlighter in a gorgeous little seashell compact. However, we already have Charlotte Tilbury highlighters. This is just going to be in a slightly different packaging, and the appearance of it in the pan is going to look slightly different. On the cheeks, it's going to look like a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, exactly like the many I bet you already own. And lastly, but by no means leastly, this eyeshadow quad. This is very, very tempting because it looks like the perfect sort of soft glam everyday quad. It's very sort of, well, small because it's a quad, hello. But it's concise and it looks like the exact 4 shades that you need for like your day-to-day makeup, and that's why it's tempting us. But remember, if you have the large Pillow Talk palette, eyeshadow palette, then you've got a much larger version of this with more versatility in there. If you have the Desert Haze quad and you have any one of her other shimmer quads, if you have the Celestial Pearl, for example, or Star Aura that has some shimmers in it, between those two, or if you've also got Pillow Talk, you've got these 4 shades from the brand already. Okay, it already exists in your collection. These are not groundbreaking shades. They are shades that we already have from the brand, and we certainly have a lot of from the other brand. Ultimately, it's a neutral quad. At the end of the day, it's nothing to lose our homes for. It's nothing to lose our minds about. It's nothing to write home about. We're going to be fine with or without it. It's going to be absolutely fine. We're not going to put this on our eyes and suddenly become Sophia Tilbury. You know, that name is taken. You know, I think in our minds when we see these new gorgeous, glorious new products coming out, and we think and we tell ourselves, oh, if I put that eyeshadow palette on my eyes, I'm going to look even more gorgeous than any other palette that I already have. It's going to somehow be even better and more stunning and beautiful than any other eyeshadow I already have. And really, it's not going to be much different. It's going to be pretty much the same as all of the other eyeshadows in this colour story that we already own. It's a nice convenient little quad. We already have nice convenient little quads, all right? Now, we don't know if this is going to be permanent or limited edition yet. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do know. Please tell us if you do. I've seen no mention of this in the promo that I've seen so far being limited edition. So obviously, if it isn't limited edition, it is part of the Pillow Talk family. Typically when new Pillow Talk products have come out, for example, the shade extensions in the lipsticks, things like that, the extra blush shade extensions that she came out with, they stick around in the permanent collection. So my hope is that these are going to be permanent editions, which just makes everything much easier for us. You know, we can save, we can wait for a sale, we can just wait until it's a convenient time financially to buy them. If they are limited edition, Charlotte Tilbury is one of the few brands who actually mean it when they say limited edition. Many brands, that just means nothing anymore. Charlotte Tilbury means it. When she brings out highlighters that are limited edition and you think, oh, who's she trying to kid? They do all eventually actually sell out and not come back. And everybody thought she was kidding when she said Fire Rose was limited edition, and it's seemingly gone forever. So she's not joking. She means it, Charlotte does. But at the same time, she typically has a pretty decent amount of products. Things don't sell out overnight. She's no Lisa Eldridge. That's not what happens with Charlotte Tilbury releases. They are always in stock for a good couple of weeks. So again, if you need to wait for payday, if you need to wait until money's less tight, then I think you can get away with doing that, even if this is a limited edition release. Because at the end of the day, it's just makeup, okay? And it should not be causing you stress and concern and worry and financial problems. It's just makeup. We can all make do with what we've got. So there you have it. Hopefully that is you well and truly talked out of all of these new and upcoming releases. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.